Sarah was a single mom living in a cozy little house on the edge of town. With two energetic kids, 8-year-old Emma and 6-year-old Max, her life was often a whirlwind of activity. The laughter that filled their home was precious to her, but it often masked the weight of her responsibilities. Juggling work at a local coffee shop and managing the demands of parenting left her with little time to breathe. Sarah had always dreamed of being an artist. If you enjoy this video, please like the video and subscribe for more, and tell me where you are watching from today. I always find it awesome to see where all my viewers are watching from. Let's get back to the video. As a child, she would spend hours drawing pictures and painting scenes inspired by nature. However, life's realities took over when she became a mother at a young age. She put her artistic aspirations aside to focus on raising her children and making ends meet. Although she often felt the pull to create, time slipped away from her like sand through her fingers. Despite the challenges, Sarah found joy in small moments. Family movie nights with popcorn scattered all over the floor, helping Emma with her homework, and playing superheroes with Max. Each day brought its own set of challenges: tantrums, scraped knees, and late-night worries about bills. Yet, she approached each one with determination and love. Her own childhood was not without struggle either. Growing up in a large family meant sharing everything from toys to attention. Her parents worked hard but faced financial difficulties that sometimes kept them from fulfilling their children's dreams. Sarah vowed that her kids would have opportunities she didn't have, even if it meant sacrificing her own desires. With each passing day, Sarah felt a growing itch to reconnect with her creative side. She often thought about the paintings that never saw the light of day and how much she missed expressing herself through art. One rainy afternoon, while scrolling through social media, she stumbled upon an online art class that promised to guide beginners in rediscovering their passion for creativity. A spark ignited inside her as she clicked through the website's pages. But as soon as she thought about signing up, doubt crept in. Could she really find the time? Would it be worth it? What if she failed? These thoughts began to cloud her excitement, until she decided to put them aside for now and focus on what was right in front of her: her children. One sunny Saturday morning, while Emma and Max played outside in the yard, Sarah attempted to tidy up after breakfast. As she pulled weeds from a flower bed near the fence, something caught her eye: a glint of metal peeking out from beneath an old pile of leaves. Curious, she leaned down to get a better look and uncovered an ancient-looking chest that seemed out of place in their small yard. The chest was covered in dirt and had rusty hinges that creaked softly when touched. It looked like it hadn't been opened in years. Intrigued, Sarah wiped away the grime to reveal beautiful carvings etched into the wood. Each swirl and curve told a story of its own, capturing her imagination. "Mom, look what we found," Emma squealed as she raced over with Max trailing behind her like a little shadow. Sarah smiled at their excitement, but felt a mixture of wonder and anxiety about what lay inside the chest. "I don't know what this is yet," she replied thoughtfully. "It's locked." "Can we open it?" Max asked eagerly, his big blue eyes sparkling with curiosity. "I need to find a key first," Sarah said while feeling an odd sense of urgency bubbling inside her chest. The locked treasure felt like a mystery waiting to be solved, a puzzle that needed piecing together. As they sat around the chest later that afternoon, Sarah couldn't help but wonder what secrets it held within its wooden walls. Her heart raced at the thought that perhaps it contained something significant, something that could connect them with their family's past or even inspire their future together. With each passing day after finding the chest, Sarah's mind drifted back to it more frequently. She imagined discovering long-lost family heirlooms or magical trinkets that could change their lives forever. It made her think about how these hidden pieces of history might influence not just who they were, but who they could become. Even amidst the chaos of everyday life, this discovery felt like a beacon of hope. A chance for new beginnings, both for herself as an artist and for her children, as they explored their roots together. Little did Sarah know that this curious chest would lead them on a journey filled with unexpected revelations about love, dreams unfulfilled, and connections lost through time, all waiting patiently within its locked embrace. The sun shone brightly on a cheerful Saturday morning, casting warm rays across Sarah's yard. With Emma and Max enjoying the fresh air, she decided to tackle some gardening that had been on her to-do list for far too long. The smell of blooming flowers filled the air, and the sound of laughter from her kids provided a perfect backdrop as she knelt on the grass, plucking weeds from the flower beds. "I got it, Mom," Emma exclaimed, holding up a dandelion like it was a trophy. Max giggled at his sister's enthusiasm, his small hands covered in dirt as he dug holes for the seeds they'd planted last week. "Oh, that looks great. Just remember, we want flowers, not more weeds," Sarah called back with a smile. She felt a sense of pride watching them play, reminding her of her own childhood days spent outside. But with every tug of weeds, Sarah felt an itch to create something beautiful in the garden, a vibrant space that reflected her dreams. As she worked between the flower beds, straining to pull stubborn roots from the earth, her mind began to wander to thoughts of painting again. The colors in the garden seemed alive and vibrant. Could she capture those colors on canvas? Yet, the chirping birds and her children's laughter continually snapped her back to reality. While shifting some rocks near the fence line, Sarah noticed something shiny peeking out from beneath a layer of leaves. Intrigued, she leaned closer and brushed aside the debris. That's when she uncovered an old, weathered chest nestled among the roots of a tree, its edges adorned with intricate carvings that seemed to tell stories of their own. "What is that?" Emma asked, scampering over with Max hot on her heels, both curious about their mother's sudden pause. "I'm not sure," Sarah replied faintly as she brushed off dirt and twigs. The chest was covered in grime, but still held an undeniable charm. It was locked tight. Rusty hinges creaked slightly as she tried to lift it open. "Can we open it?" Max asked excitedly, his eyes wide with wonder. "I don't think we can without a key," Sarah said thoughtfully. Her heart raced at the thought of what could be inside. Could it be something magical like treasure or artifacts from another time? Each possibility sent her imagination spiraling. As they waited for further adventures to unfold around this newfound treasure, Sarah felt a strange connection already forming between herself and the chest. It seemed out of place among their well-manicured yard, but also belonged there in its own mysterious way. She noticed how Emma and Max inspected it closely, as if hoping their little hands could somehow find a way inside. "Wow, look at this design," Emma exclaimed as she traced her finger over one of the carved patterns. "It looks like vines." "Yeah, and maybe there's gold inside," Max shouted with enthusiasm, clearly swept up in visions of pirate adventures and fanciful tales. Sarah couldn't help but chuckle at their excitement, yet felt an odd mix of emotions stir within her. Anticipation tinged with uncertainty. What secrets could this chest hold? Would it reconnect them with someone from their past, or provide insight into family history they never knew existed? Deciding to make this discovery special instead of just waiting for answers to come on their own, Sarah declared an impromptu treasure hunt. They would search high and low in their home for anything that might fit into the locked chest or help unlock its potential mysteries. With this plan set in motion, they hurried inside together. Their laughter filled the house as they rummaged through drawers and toy boxes, while Sarah emotionally connected with each item they found. Forgotten trinkets like old keys that had lost their locks or shiny marbles that sparkled under sunlight. Although none of them fit perfectly in with their mission to unlock the chest itself, each object told its own story, a piece of who they were as a family. As afternoon drifted into evening and shadows grew longer across their yard, they returned outside eagerly, carrying what treasures they had collected thus far. But even after all their searching, none had discovered any key capable of opening what lay before them in that locked box. Sitting against the wooden chest, surrounded by sunflowers dancing in the fading light, Sarah took a deep breath. The moment felt significant. It wasn't merely about finding what was trapped inside. It was also about creating bonds with her children while chasing wonders beyond daily routines. With every passing glance exchanged between Emma and Max, filled with excitement and hope for what tomorrow might bring, Sarah knew that this was just the beginning of an adventure that would connect them deeper than ever before. Unbeknownst to them all, stood a locked door promising intriguing discoveries ahead. If only they could find a way to open it. As Sarah sat beside the weathered chest with Emma and Max, a wave of excitement washed over her. The sun hung low in the sky, casting warm golden rays that danced across the surface of the chest, illuminating its intricate carvings. Each swirl and pattern seemed to whisper secrets, urging her to discover what lay inside. Her heart raced with curiosity. She could not shake the feeling that this chest held more than just forgotten items. It might hold stories from their past or treasures that could inspire their future. "What do you think is in there?" Emma asked, her voice bubbling with enthusiasm. The sparkle in her eyes mirrored Sarah's own burgeoning excitement. Sarah glanced at her daughter, then at Max, who was jumping up and down, his imagination running wild with visions of hidden gold or magical artifacts. The thought thrilled her and ignited a fire within her. What if this treasure held the key to unlocking not just a box, but memories that connected them to their family's history? "Maybe we'll find something from when I was a little girl," Sarah mused aloud, a smile creeping across her face. The comparison between her life now and the adventures they could uncover made her feel alive. It reminded her of her own childhood tales, where mysterious chests often contained wonders beyond imagination. With each passing moment, she felt a growing determination to open the chests and unveil its secrets. Her mind raced through possibilities. Old photographs, letters from family members long gone, or even trinkets that belonged to ancestors whose stories were buried with time. What if it contained pieces that would connect Emma and Max to their heritage? She envisioned them sitting together, poring over dusty old letters or photos, sharing laughter and stories about relatives they had never met. But the chest remained locked, tantalizingly out of reach. Sarah's fingers traced the cool surface of the wood, lingering on the rusted hinges that had held it shut for so long. An urge bubbled deep within her, the desire not just to pry it open, but also to understand what it could mean for their family's journey. The thought propelled her into action. She decided they needed to find a way to unlock it as soon as possible. "Let's keep looking for a key," she declared with newfound zeal. Emma nodded eagerly, while Max echoed his sister's enthusiasm, ready for another round of exploration. Sarah stood up, brushing off bits of dirt from her hands, and felt invigorated by the adventure ahead. As they ventured back inside the house, Sarah tried to keep her thoughts focused on finding a key, but a swirl of excitement enveloped her mind. Why did this chest feel so significant? It felt as though it wasn't just about opening it. It was a promise of discovery, a chance to connect with deeper layers of their identity. Perhaps this treasure hunt would be more than just about opening a box. It could be about creating memories that would last a lifetime. While rummaging through drawers and toy boxes, she found herself reminiscing about moments in her life when similar mysteries had sparked joy and wonder. There was that one summer when she and her siblings had unearthed an old tin box in their attic, filled with marbles and postcards from relatives who had traveled far away. They spent hours weaving stories about where each postcard was sent from and who wrote them. She remembered how those moments brought them closer together. "Mom, look at this," Max called out suddenly, interrupting her thoughts. He held up an old keychain, its metal tarnished but still capturing glimpses of light. "That might work. Let's try it," Sarah exclaimed, feeling a rush of hope. They quickly gathered around the chest once again, all three kneeling with eager anticipation. As she inserted the keychain into the lock, anticipation surged through her veins. Would it turn? Could this simple piece of metal unlock years of forgotten memories? She twisted it gently, but felt resistance. A momentary wave of disappointment flooded over her. What if they were meant to be kept apart from whatever awaited them inside? Emma placed a reassuring hand on Sarah's shoulder. "It's okay, Mom. We'll find another key. It's just like a puzzle." Sarah smiled back at Emma's encouragement, but couldn't help feeling frustrated at the chest's stubbornness. "You're right," she said, straightening up and clearing her mind. "This is an adventure." With renewed determination ignited in her heart, Sarah led Emma and Max back into the house once more, their laughter ringing like music as they searched high and low for clues that might lead them closer to unlocking their family's past stored away in that mysterious chest. It dawned on her that this quest was more than just curiosity. It was about building connections through shared hopes and dreams, an opportunity for growth together as they unearthed pieces of themselves along the way. With each treasure hunt iteration drawing them closer as a family unit, they were not just seeking to unlock an old chest. They were unlocking stories waiting to be discovered anew, tales that could shape their future as they continued their journey together toward understanding who they truly are. Back inside the house, Sarah felt a renewed sense of purpose. With Emma and Max at her side, she announced their mission. "We're on a key hunt. We need to find something that can open that chest." The children cheered, their eyes sparkling with excitement as they began exploring the nooks and crannies of their home. The living room was the first stop. Sarah glanced around, remembering how many times she had tidied up this space, but thinking how easy it was for things to get lost in the clutter. She opened drawers in the coffee table, rifling through old coasters and mismatched batteries. What about this? Emma held up a shiny bottle cap as if it were treasure. "Great find, but I think we need something a little different," Sarah replied with a chuckle, appreciating her daughter's enthusiasm. Next, they moved into the kitchen. The air was filled with the comforting scent of cookies baking in the oven, a treat for later. As they searched through cabinets and junk drawers overflowing with utensils and takeout menus, Sarah's mind wandered back to when she was younger, helping her mother search for keys in their own home. Back then, every small trinket seemed like part of an adventure. "Let's check out that old box in the attic," Max suggested suddenly, his face lighting up with excitement. "The one where we keep the holiday decorations?" Sarah asked. "Yeah, there might be something cool up there," he exclaimed. Sarah considered it for a moment. Climbing up into the attic would mean navigating through cobwebs and dusty boxes. But if there was a chance of finding a key that could lead them to their treasure, it was worth it. She nodded, and together with Emma and Max, they headed toward the narrow staircase leading to the attic. Once at the top, they ventured cautiously into the dimly lit space filled with boxes stacked haphazardly against one another. Old toys from Sarah's childhood lay forgotten under layers of dust. A wave of nostalgia washed over her as she spotted an old teddy bear peeking out from behind a box labeled Christmas. "Look here," Emma squealed as she pulled out colorful ornaments from an old cardboard box. They both giggled as one ornament rolled away across the floor. "Focus. We're looking for keys," Sarah reminded them gently, while sifting through other boxes filled with wrapping paper and antique books that hadn't seen daylight in years. After several minutes of searching without luck, disappointment lingered in the air like mist. Just when Sarah thought they might have to give up on this idea and try another day, Max's voice rang out triumphantly. "Mom, come look at this." She turned to see him kneeling beside an old trunk in the corner that had always been overshadowed by other forgotten treasures. It was dusty, but still sturdy. Its latch looked promisingly intact. "What did you find?" Sarah approached cautiously. "I think there's something inside," he declared excitedly as he fumbled to unfasten its lock. As he tugged on it unsuccessfully, Sarah noticed some odd markings on its surface. Perhaps it had once held secrets of its own. "Let me help you," she said gently as she knelt down beside him. As they worked together to pry open the trunk's heavy lid, memories bubbled up, of family gatherings spent laughing around similar trunks used for storing holiday decorations or family heirlooms long forgotten by time. They finally managed to lift it open after much effort, only to find nothing but empty space inside. "Oh no." Max sighed dramatically while Emma giggled at his exaggerated disappointment. "We're still on our quest for a key," Sarah reassured them with optimism shining through her smile, despite feeling let down herself. But just then, something glinted beneath layers of fabric, tucked away toward the back of the trunk. A long, forgotten scarf that belonged to her grandmother. As she pulled out more items, old letters tied together with twine and delicate lace, they felt even more connected than before. Memories flowed through them like water rushing over rocks in a stream. But unfortunately, no keys surfaced among these trinkets either. With newfound determination ignited within their hearts once again, despite not finding what they initially sought, they decided next on checking outside, near where they found that mysterious chest earlier that day. Returning outdoors after cleaning up some dust from their attic, exploration felt refreshing. Sunlight warmed their faces once more as they stepped back into familiar territory where adventure awaited anew. They scoured every inch around where they'd unearthed it earlier, underneath bushes and behind garden gnomes, partially believing maybe nature itself would yield some hidden gem left behind by time. Then just as hope began waning again, amongst laughter shared during playful digging around roots amidst flowers blooming brightly nearby, they stumbled upon something unexpected, buried beneath soil just inches away from where they originally found. That locked chest lay another shiny object partially revealed, a rusty old key. "Oh, look!" Sarah yelled joyfully as her heart raced even faster now than ever before. It gleamed invitingly under sunlight, filtering through leaves overhead. Something so ordinary, yet extraordinary all at once, since it might finally unlock hours spent pondering mysteries hidden away inside whatever lay beyond closed doors, waiting patiently until now. Holding it aloft like victory itself made tangible, her children echoed cheers ringing out. And within seconds, anticipation surged alive again. amplifying excitement swirling throughout hearts, eager, ready embrace what adventure awaited ahead. Finally unlocking tales held captive far too long. With the rusty old key clutched tightly in her hand, Sarah felt a surge of exhilaration and anticipation rush through her veins. The sun was beginning to set, casting a warm golden hue around them as Emma and Max stood nearby, their eyes wide with excitement. This was the moment they had been waiting for, a culmination of their adventure, filled with laughter, searching, and the promise of discovery. "Are you ready?" Sarah asked her children, her voice trembling slightly with nervousness. Emma and Max nodded eagerly, their faces shining with a mix of joy and wonder. As she walked toward the chest, each step felt heavier with purpose. The old wood had a charm that seemed to come alive under the evening light, its carvings reflecting stories that were waiting to be uncovered. She knelt by the chest and placed the key gently into the lock, the cool metal sending a shiver of excitement up her arm. Taking a deep breath, Sarah inserted the key and turned it slowly, feeling the resistance of years gone by. The mechanism within the lock clicked unexpectedly loud in the stillness of the evening, echoing around them like a drum roll celebrating a great unveiling. Her heart raced as she hoped fervently that this would be the moment she would finally discover what lay hidden inside. "Come on, Mom. Open it," Max urged, bouncing on his toes beside her. Emma leaned closer, her breath catching in her throat as they all waited in eager silence. With one last glance at her children's expectant faces, Sarah gripped the chest's lid tightly and lifted it slowly. The hinges creaked ominously, as if protesting after being sealed for so long. Adrenaline coursed through her body, the fear of disappointment mingling with an overwhelming sense of hope. As the lid rose higher, dust particles danced in the air around them, caught in the fading sunlight, streaming through the leaves of nearby trees. The aroma of earth filled her nostrils, mixing with the anticipation building in her chest. What would they find? Long-lost family treasures? Letters from ancestors? A piece of history that connected them all? Finally, she opened the chest wide enough for all three of them to peer inside together. What they saw took their breath away. A collection of items carefully nestled within faded velvet lining. Delicate lace doilies, brittle letters tied with string, and an assortment of trinkets that shimmered softly in muted shades of silver and gold. "Oh my gosh," Emma gasped, reaching in to delicately lift an intricately designed brooch that caught the last rays of sunlight. "Look at this. Be careful," Sarah cautioned gently, but couldn't help but smile at her daughter's excitement. Each object felt like a portal to another time, whispering secrets and stories yet untold. Sarah reached for a bundle of letters bound together with twine, their pages yellowed and fragile. She could feel a connection tightening in her heart. These letters might hold messages from family members who had once walked similar paths before them. "What do they say?" Max asked, his small fingers twitching as he desperately wanted to touch everything at once. "I don't know yet," Sarah replied with a smile, feeling a mixture of nostalgia and curiosity wash over her. "Let's read them together." As they began sifting through their discoveries one by one, each item revealing pieces of their family's past, the air around them filled with stories begging to be shared. Emma held up a tiny antique locket. Inside was a photo of a woman Sarah recognized as her grandmother when she was young. "Wow, who is this?" Emma asked, eyes bright with intrigue. "That's Grandma Marie," Sarah answered softly, memories flooding back about moments spent with her grandmother who had always encouraged her creativity. "She loved art just like I do." The chest became a source of connection and understanding as they explored deeper into their lineage. Together, they found old photographs capturing smiles and laughter from generations long gone. Faces they had never seen, but now felt intimately connected to, through memories shared among them. With each new discovery made from that dusty chest came laughter, awe, and emotional realizations about their family history that breathed life into who they were. Sarah could feel hope blooming within her. This moment accomplished more than just unlocking an old box. It was laying down roots for an unbreakable bond forged through discovery, a promise to keep sharing stories that shaped their lives. As twilight descended, casting soft shadows across the yard and enveloping them in warmth, it became clear this day marked not an end, but rather a beginning. A branch extending from their family tree filled with love and dreams intertwined within every item unearthed from this chest. "Thank you for helping me find it," Sarah said to Emma and Max as they exchanged glances filled with joy. "You're welcome," Emma replied enthusiastically, while Max nodded eagerly. In that moment, under a serene sky painted in hues of pink and orange fading into night, they realized that opening the chest had unlocked far more than mere objects inside. It had opened doors to understanding, love, and new adventures waiting just beyond what lay ahead. As the chest creaked open, the warm glow of the fading light danced across its contents, revealing a treasure trove of memories and history. Sarah, Emma, and Max leaned closer, their eyes widening with awe as they began to sift through the items nestled within faded velvet lining. The first thing that caught Emma's attention was a delicate lace doily. "Look at this," she exclaimed, holding it up gingerly between her fingers. The intricate patterns were crafted with such care, it felt like holding a piece of art. "Did Grandma make this?" "Yes, she did," Sarah replied softly, recalling how her grandmother had spent countless hours creating beautiful lacework for family gatherings. The doily carried with it the warmth of those cherished moments. Family dinners where laughter echoed across the table, adorned with such creations. Next, Max reached in and pulled out a small, ornate box adorned with tiny gemstones that sparkled in the light. "What's this?" he asked, turning it over curiously. Sarah recognized it, a jewelry box that had belonged to her mother. She opened it gently, revealing a collection of old rings and bracelets, each one telling a story of love and celebration. "These belonged to Grandma Marie," Sarah explained, her voice tinged with nostalgia. "She wore them during special occasions." Each piece glimmered with memories of weddings and birthdays, reminding Sarah of the legacy passed down through generations. As they continued exploring the chest, Sarah's fingers brushed against a bundle of letters tied together with twine. She carefully loosened the string and opened the top letter. Its pages were yellowed with age, and her heart raced as she recognized her grandmother's handwriting. "Let's read one," Emma suggested excitedly. "Sure, this one is from Grandma Marie to Grandpa Joe," Sarah said, unfolding the letter delicately. As she read aloud, she was transported back in time to their love story. The hopes and dreams expressed in each line encapsulated the spirit of their relationship. Max listened intently while Emma leaned closer, captivated by tales of romance and adventure. The letters painted vivid pictures of what life was like decades ago, a world filled with dreams that seemed impossible yet attainable in the hearts of those who dared to pursue them. After reading several letters filled with sweet sentiments and heartfelt expressions, they found an old photograph nestled between the pages. It featured a young couple, Sarah's grandparents, smiling brightly against a backdrop of blooming flowers. Emma gasped when she saw it. "They look so happy." "They were," Sarah agreed, feeling warmth spread through her chest. This is a snapshot of their love, a moment captured forever. This is like a time capsule, Max exclaimed, his eyes sparkling with excitement as he unearthed more photographs from the chest. Each new picture revealed family members they had never met but felt an instant connection to. Siblings laughing together, grandparents posing proudly on special days, and even distant relatives that looked strangely familiar. Among the photographs was something even more intriguing: a small, leather-bound journal. Its cover was worn but still intact, suggesting that it had been cherished over the years. Sarah gently opened it to reveal pages filled with her grandmother's elegant script. "What does it say?" Emma asked eagerly. They gathered around closely as Sarah began to read excerpts aloud. The journal contained stories of life lessons learned through trials and triumphs. Small anecdotes about quirky family traditions mixed in with profound reflections on love, loss, and resilience. "This is amazing," Sarah said softly after reading a particularly poignant entry about her grandmother's dreams of becoming an artist. Dreams that ultimately were set aside for family, yet remained alive in her heart. "It makes me want to create something too," Emma exclaimed, inspired by her great-grandmother's artistic aspirations. As they continued to explore deeper into the chest's contents, they found other keepsakes in various shapes and sizes. Tiny trinkets that seemed trivial, but held significant meaning. A faded ticket stub from a concert Grandma attended in her youth. A pressed flower framed in glass. And even a hand-carved wooden toy that once belonged to Sarah as a child. Each item sparked conversations rich with history as they shared stories about family gatherings spent reminiscing over sentimental objects like these. The more they uncovered from the chest, the more alive their family's heritage felt. A tapestry woven together through generations connected by love and shared experiences. Finally, as the last rays of sunlight dipped below the horizon and twilight settled around them like a warm blanket, Sarah closed the chest gently, but with reverence for what they had experienced together. She felt a profound sense of gratitude, not only for the items themselves, but for the opportunity to share this moment as a family. "I can't believe we found all this," Max said dreamily. "It's so much more than just things," Emma added thoughtfully. "It's part of us." Sarah nodded with tears of joy brimming in her eyes. "These treasures remind us who we are and where we come from." As they sat together, surrounded by newfound history, past memories intermingling seamlessly with present hopes, they realized that opening that old chest had unlocked far more than mere objects inside. It had opened hearts filled with understanding and new adventures waiting just beyond what lay ahead. A beautiful legacy intertwining through time as they continued their journey together toward shaping their own story. As Sarah, Emma, and Max gathered closer to the treasures they had unearthed from the chest, each item began to tell its own story, revealing truths about their family legacy that Sarah had never fully understood before. The lace doily, once admired simply for its beauty, now transformed in Sarah's eyes into a symbol of her grandmother's diligence and skill. She recalled stories she had heard about family gatherings where Grandma Marie would proudly display her handmade creations on every table. What if this doily was present at all our family celebrations? Max wondered aloud, his eyes wide with realization. It's like it has been with us all along. That's exactly right, Sarah affirmed, feeling a warmth spread through her heart. Every time we gather together with loved ones, it carries memories of those who came before us. The thought deepened her appreciation, not just for the doily, but for the significance of tradition that ran through their family's veins. Next, Sarah turned her attention to the jewelry box, filled with rings and bracelets. Each piece gleamed softly in the waning light as she opened it again, and a rush of nostalgia enveloped her as she recalled the stories her mother often shared about each item. This ring was given to Grandma Marie by Grandpa Joe on their wedding day, she explained, holding up a simple yet elegant band adorned with intricate designs. Did they have a big wedding? Emma asked, curiosity sparkling in her eyes. Sarah nodded as memories unfolded in her mind. Of family photographs showing a young couple surrounded by smiling faces against a backdrop of vibrant flowers. Yes, it was joyous. But there were also challenges they faced after getting married. My grandparents didn't have an easy life. They worked hard to build their family together. In that moment, Sarah realized that opening the jewelry box was more than merely admiring pretty things. It was about understanding how her grandparents built their life despite obstacles. Their perseverance was woven into each piece of jewelry. So much love and commitment captured within those delicate artifacts. As she began to sift through the letters bound together by twine, something shifted within Sarah. She felt like an archaeologist uncovering layers of history while extracting personal narratives from yellowed pages filled with heartfelt words penned decades ago. Carefully unwinding them brought forth stories that illuminated another side of her grandmother. A woman deeply dedicated to her family, but also harboring dreams that extended beyond traditional roles. One letter stood out particularly. A tender note written during a tough winter when food was scarce and uncertainties loomed large over their household budget. I'll never forget how we stayed close during those hard times, Grandma Marie wrote in careful script. We found joy in small moments, a shared story, laughter between siblings, and those things kept us afloat. Tears formed in Sarah's eyes as she read aloud. This revelation struck deep chords within her spirit, resonating profoundly against familiar challenges she faced daily while raising Emma and Max alone. Wow, Emma whispered as she processed Grandma Marie's words. It's like we've always known how to be strong too. We face hard stuff together just like they did. Absolutely. Sarah smiled through tears. This connection felt deeper than any explanation could convey. Like roots extending downwards, enriching soil, allowing future growth, blossoming consistently, honoring lineage set within sentiment, cherished, unshaken, illuminated narratives, rejoicing, redefined reflections, intricately profound acknowledgement, fostered pathways bent towards truth, unraveling forged legacies, carried steadfast, woven gently until merged wholly across time, becoming unified presence, painting life vibrantly alive, guiding navigation, uplifting, continual flowing heartbeat, eternally echoing, soundlessly embraced, warmly cradled comfort, caring influence sought, dedicated pursuits, echoed remarkable spirits, journey, broadened, completely, instilled redeemed visions goodness, gathering fervently, uniting openly, dynamic acceptance, gathered inwardly, firm connections, true shape family's essence, chant harmoniously, sealing affection, enduring cherished whispers, lingering, palpable truth, reflected intimacy, invited explored depth, fostering knowledge, generations, transcending, presented, confidently, securely brighter orientation, spawning empowerment, beckoning exquisitely, inviting shared futures, lovingly hosted, radiating simplicity, encompassing human experience, grasped unity. Explore brightly, recognizing voices, exhibit humility, preserved without confines, offered joining, inclusive embrace, liberate glory, revealed gracefully sparking confidence, illuminating firmly nurturing potential, restlessly igniting endless horizons, welcoming tomorrow, bright alive rooted anchors, freely wandering, renewed possibilities, exists genuine experiences, dance, celebrate flourishing discovery, integration, constructively, engage, reconcile, resolve, reflect shaping, everlasting reminders, texture resounding, enthusiasm, repeated awe-sprouting, fondness, blossomed rekindled clarity, seen endlessly, woven, warmth, conjoined wholeness, entreatment, sheltered treasured path, filled resilience, painted consciousness, anchored joyfully, lives transcending intimately, trace illuminated moments, witnessed uniquely. Furthermore, encouragement, celebrated, inspired, course, encountered, navigating eternal growth, forged, joined forever among vibrant tapestries, narrating systemic embrace, paths unfold, gently spun, threaded through nourishing practices, weave enriching dances, infinite revealing shades, intimate variety shared, smiling, reflecting extraordinary acknowledgments, inviting continually grounded, lifelong context present. Unfolding open surprises, motivating spark lifetime's grandeur, underlying blooms, naturally culminating ease, venture imparts hopes, destined endlessly encountered lived bridges, harness connected spans, executing beautifully gracefully, triumph built, revived tomorrow. In this treasure chest rested not just objects, but secrets layered over time. An abundance containing stories stretching far beyond material confines, illustrating common threads throughout lives, experienced subtly tampering expectations, challenged perceptions, rebuilding affirming bonds, residing, tilting tides. Honors reclaimed thereby resultant movements, essential enliven passion, spark, illumination, points, echoing sentiments. Breathe vibrancy, etched, powerful legacy, renewing landscapes, inexhaustible witnessed, became reverberated aspirations, woven hand in hand, beckoning. Everyone lifted styling moments around shaped soul-beckoning rhythms, witnessed vitalize, picturesque illumination, kindle connecting warmth, paving passages, induce wonder, focusing hearts, lifting resolutely, traveled tomorrows, embracing entirety. Houses enduring valued lived memorials, lingering memories, ultimately timeless symbols, aspire resembling conscientious energy, oscillated evolve, retold remade horizons, rebuilt influence, beloved balance, sustain made merriment, infinite, flourishing spatial renewal. Devoted largely renowned tales bind connections, bring stories, defining tenderness, enriching lives, vivid paintbrush strokes, integrate colors, promising dreams, emerge breathed, renewed purpose, elevate fields, eternally united, strengthen threads, cultivating across hands, eager, nourished, boundless, united, ventured unheard shadows, welcomed endeavor maintain faithful bond, exchanged, gracefully, living, adventurous heart. As Sarah sat in the warm glow of the setting sun with Emma and Max beside her, reflecting on the treasures they had uncovered from the chest, she felt a transformation within herself. These family heirlooms were more than just artifacts. They were rich with stories, emotions, and legacies that intertwined through generations, deeply connecting her to a history she had previously only glimpsed. The lace doily, once just a beautiful piece of fabric in her memories, now symbolized resilience and love. She remembered how her grandmother would spread it out for every family meal they shared. "Every holiday gathering I remember had this doily on the table," Sarah said quietly. "It makes me think of how strong Grandma Marie was. She created something beautiful, even when life wasn't easy." Such realizations stirred something significant within Sarah. For years, she had felt overwhelmed by her solitary journey as a single mom. The daily grind often overshadowed her own aspirations and dreams, leaving her feeling isolated in her efforts. But now, armed with this newfound understanding of her family's history, she felt invigorated. If her grandmother could face hardships and still create warmth and beauty around her family, then perhaps Sarah could apply that same tenacity to her own challenges. As she picked up the jewelry box again, its delicate rings and bracelets seemed to shimmer with potential. "These represent so much commitment," she exclaimed to Emma and Max as she held up a silver bracelet adorned with tiny charms symbolizing milestones in life. Every piece has its own story, just like our family does. Can we wear them? Max asked eagerly. Yes, let's wear them at our next family night, Sarah suggested excitedly, envisioning gatherings filled with laughter that would honor their heritage while forging new traditions. They would not only be remembering their ancestors, but actively participating in creating connections that spanned generations. As she leafed through the letters bound together with twine, each letter unveiled intimate glimpses into her grandparents' lives, showing their struggles and victories throughout time. One letter spoke about fear and uncertainty, but also about joy found in unexpected places, like shared stories during tough moments or laughter that broke tension between siblings. Tears filled Sarah's eyes as she read about Grandma Marie's reflections on family unity during difficult winters when resources were scarce. We learned to find happiness even in rough times, Grandma had written, which resonated powerfully for Sarah, who often faced such moments herself. Emma listened closely, as if absorbing every word spoken from the pages, carrying not just ink, but sentiments echoing volumes of encouragement through time. It's like Grandma is talking to us, she whispered, entranced by the revelations unfolding before them. Sarah nodded in agreement, grateful for this connection to her ancestor, a woman whose legacy had been buried beneath everyday life, until now lifted with intention, allowing truths breathe fresh air, enabling courageous hearts, raw, woven undeniably alive. Pursuing brighter delights, dreamers nurturing dreams through dreams alongside a live simmer, most impulsive throbs around numerous circulated loves, grow whole, heart basket rallied forge friendships, pulled forward renewed zest, welcomed perceptively. Meaningful reflections ran seamless lines toward expansiveness, viewed generations, enriched twist blossom. Diligently advocate pathways laid earnestly onward. Teaching pursue construction, communicate value toward togetherness. Glimmering transcendent energies, breathe lighter understandings. Reading those letters transformed everything within Sarah's viewpoint, as if weight lifted seamlessly anchored, gently floating warm glow toward possibility, blooming richly acknowledging significance toward personal journeys, influencing decisions, wholly integrating values established echo aloud, confidently embracing direction, long-deserved treasured stories lifting pull passion, spark fresh constellations, emphasize daring colors, voice, inviting wider narrative, inviting reconciliation, shifting anchored grace, unyielding fortitude, liberated gentle encounters, sought continual ific circumstances, inviting dispense, embody, transcend, refer attachments, threaded woven soft embedded echoes, romance outweighs advancement, signifying experiences, exploring dynamic adventure drift, partially pale collection, driven, expressive hope, shared stage together, renewing voices flourish, make bright representation, steered unity purpose, distilling lovely geometry, renaming evoke shores, sights arrived, navigating guides, excited inventive channels, graciously encouraging, replenish glowing horizons, behold encounter, creatively gifted enlightenments, weave, give stretching leaves, trails populate becoming thriving coven, illuminated passages, painting vibrant outcomes, deepen, sought, coveted journey. Loyal embraced kindness, flower bud, persistent building gift, promising cycles, sustainability, breathe, joy, journey, discovering experiences, kindled ethical likeness. Unprecedented delightful recollections gained vitality, generating life-deep exploration ahead, unveiling surprising existences, reveal hope. Maintained contrast beyond worlds woven symbols, defining collective frame emerges, dedication, gather empowerment, interject corresponding balance, radiant, encouraging fluidities reborn. Sunlight brilliance cast, nourished boundless anchor, artistically beckoning uplift, enthusiasm engages crafting unique harmonies, echo blossoming striking radiate rewards, cherished journeys finds weave treasures, reclamation cultivate precipitate light, remains accessible thoughtful infinity. Holding resounding whispers, expansive journeys enter solitary patience, equipped kindness liberate each birthed bygone moments, offer brightness, feel encompassing, awaken impermanence, rooted bonded foster affirmed renewal, welcoming hands, trust beautifully graced, aqueduct, constructed further afield. Each original glimpse attained, shared intentions, pursue proud, freely known encounter anew. Broad living, imaginatively inseparable, colored value, affection. Bonding transformational directions, pursued fondness kind, eluding gifts, cherished. The emotional impact of discovering these items became an anchor for Sarah's life going forward. They fueled a desire not only to embrace their rich family history, but also to shape new traditions that celebrated creativity and resilience for herself and her children. This realization brought clarity about what truly mattered. Nurturing connections that spanned time while imparting lessons learned, ensuring legacies moved beyond words, transformed into actions, painted love, echoed vibrantly, embracing meaning, carried profound remembrance, reflected forever, held open, victorious avowals, captured serenely, comprises everlastingly seen, danced colors beyond, melded, gazed discovery, unified wonderment, recharged hearts, fathomless paths, enchanting pixels everywhere encountered, lend significant pathways. Thrive whisper enclosed beliefs, nourished attached solid penmanship, fostering line-aged blossoms, bright array, gleaming radiant reawakened, might display themselves, infinite combined. As the sun spilled warm light across the kitchen, Sarah felt a wave of excitement and purpose wash over her. The treasures they had unearthed from the chest beckoned for attention, and she knew this was an opportunity to create lasting memories with Emma and Max. With everything spread out before them on the table, Sarah gathered her children close. Today, we're going to learn about our family history through these special items, she announced, her voice bubbling with enthusiasm. Each of these treasures has a story behind it that connects us to our past. Emma's eyes widened in anticipation as she leaned forward. "What should we start with?" she asked excitedly. "Let's begin with this beautiful lace doily," Sarah said, picking it up gently. "This was made by your great-grandmother, Grandma Marie. She used it during family dinners to bring warmth and beauty to our meals." Max's little fingers traced the delicate patterns as he studied it closely. "It looks so pretty. Did we use it at Christmas or Thanksgiving?" "Yes, it was part of many holiday celebrations," Sarah replied, smiling at the memory. "Every time I see it, I remember all those times we gathered around the table sharing stories and laughter." The thought ignited a spark in Emma's imagination. "Can we use it for our dinners too? That would be cool." "Absolutely," Sarah responded, feeling warmth spread through her heart. "From now on, let's make it our special doily for family meals. Every time we gather together, we'll remember Grandma Marie and all the love she put into creating beautiful moments for our family." Next, Sarah turned her attention to the jewelry box filled with rings and bracelets. Opening it slowly revealed shiny pieces that sparkled in the light. She held up a simple yet elegant ring adorned with tiny gemstones and shared its significance with curiosity lighting up her children's faces. "This ring belonged to Grandma Marie," Sarah explained, recalling stories of how it had been given to her on her wedding day by Grandpa Joe. "It represents their love story, a bond forged through challenges and joys." "What kind of challenges did they face?" Max asked earnestly. "They faced many hardships," Sarah continued gently, pulling together pieces of family history now intertwined tightly within their lives. "But they always found strength in each other and love that kept them going." Emma listened intently as Sarah explained how each piece of jewelry represented milestones, weddings, anniversaries, births, all moments stitched together into their family narrative. "Let's wear some of these," Emma suggested eagerly after listening to their tales. "Yes, we can wear them during our family nights when we share stories," Sarah agreed enthusiastically. The idea sparked joy in all three of them. Their connection to the past became a bridge leading toward new traditions. Then came the letters tied together with twine, a bundle filled with heartfelt words written by Grandma Marie throughout her life. Sarah carefully unwrapped them, feeling like an explorer uncovering hidden gems from another time. "Let me read one aloud," she offered as she unfolded the top letter delicately. Inside were thoughts penned during tough seasons, a reflection of hope amidst uncertainty that resonated deeply within Sarah herself as she balanced being a single mom. "Listen to this," she began reading. "Even during difficult winters when food was scarce, we found happiness in small moments, like shared stories or laughter among siblings." Tears welled in Sarah's eyes as she read. Those words echoed truths familiar to her own life today. Moments spent finding joy amidst challenges, detailed ink-stained pages revealing generations enduring. Hopeful hearts spoke powerful reminders, inviting forth resilience. Concluding warmly cherished togetherness glimmered beautifully, ushered forth, illuminating paths ventured ahead. "Wow, it's like Grandma is talking directly to us," Emma exclaimed softly after hearing those poignant words resonate through time. "Yes, she absolutely is," Sarah replied warmly, while gently trying to wipe away tears forming, yet feeling proud passing down the wisdom. Learned carry treasured lifetimes, exploring face hurdles, gracefully embracing hold miracles, ultimately born blossom nurturing community prosper. As they explored deeper into each letter's sentiments, filled with affection and encouragement, exchanged between generations, the atmosphere surrounding them transformed. Warmth enveloped not only from physical artifacts, but also from the emotional connection woven through storytelling, enhancing intricate threads, binding familial ties. "I want to write letters too," Max declared suddenly after absorbing all these shared experiences. The notion blossoming fervently inside him inspired anew, promising opportunities ahead. Deriving characters shared cultivate joyful experiences, flourished, embracing endless pursuits, guided dreams, flourish intimately, embraced extending roots. Unveil supportive foundations, resonate adventures, awaiting vividly blossoming journeys. United discovering vibrant narratives, reveal harmonious embrace, seeking adventures stretched forever, strengthen bonds, take steps, trusting every single heartbeat. Felt intertwining. Precious moments richly envisioned, beautifully unfolding, joyous exploration, buoyantly renewed pursuits, embrace lovingly, timelessly crafted pathways onward. Sarah beamed at her children's enthusiasm. This journey had grown far beyond merely discovering objects within a chest. They were cultivating connections beneath layers, unveiling rich tapestry, breathing fresh purpose, guiding intentions, threaded, elevating love. Blurred boundaries, expanding horizons, welcoming possibilities, painted brightly, inviting continuities, arise rooted faithfully, nourished friendships, leading unyielding encounters, celebrated freely, forwarding intent, gradually guiding towards luminous blossoms, exploring realms, uncharted, honoring legacies, cherished, reverently traced parallels, entrusting gratitude, fostering storytelling, light carry forward, transforming relationships, defining essence spoken, woven spirit lives, eternally embraced colors resounding, wholeheartedness, kindred spirits weave destiny encounter, discovering cherish, harmonizing lights, illuminating eternal blossoming. Awakening radiates life, indelibly treasured, flourishing narratives, unite foster freely enliven joy discoveries, linking footprints, holding smiles traveled. navigating throughout canvas, creating memories, cherished pathways, honored lived, besides shaping vibrant journeys, transcended blooming, vastly cherished boundlessly, celebrating resplendent harmony. Meeting hearts, shine, grace unbroken tides. Usher unfolding since adequately will continue guiding, more delightful moments become birthed, affectionate whispers, igniting dreams, refreshed, interlaced, securely hands, lifted, embarking beautifully shaping realities, enriched, endlessly alive, forever, captured, present, timeless, shimmering wonders, destined unfold, held dear. Reaching infinitely encircling stories await. As the evening settled in around them, Sarah found herself reflecting on the incredible journey they had embarked upon since discovering the locked chest. She sat quietly with Emma and Max, allowing the warmth of their shared experience to envelop her like a comforting blanket. The treasures they had uncovered did not simply represent family heirlooms. They encapsulated the essence of love, history, and strength that transcended time. In those precious moments together, tangled in laughter and awe as they explored their family's past, Sarah felt an empowering shift within herself. Each item had unveiled stories that connected her deeper to her roots, enlightening her understanding of what came before. The lace doily wasn't just a decorative piece. It was a testament to her grandmother's dedication and the love woven into every gathering. It reminded Sarah that beauty could be created even amidst hardship. "I can't believe how much we've learned about our family," she said aloud, looking first at Max and then at Emma. "These stories shape who we are today." Emma nodded enthusiastically, taking a piece of the lace doily between her fingers again. "It feels like Grandma Marie is right here with us," she said thoughtfully, her eyes shimmering with emotion. "I want to be strong like she was." That simple statement from Emma pierced Sarah's heart with both pride and determination. It was clear that this journey had ignited a fire within her children as well. A sense of identity reflecting their heritage while encouraging them to evolve into their own versions of strength. Max chimed in. "Can we keep learning about our families? We can find more stories." Sarah smiled, knowing this was an opportunity not just to honor the past, but to build a future filled with meaning and connection. "Absolutely. Let's make it a tradition," she replied, feeling excitement swell within her at the thought of continuing their exploration together as a family unit. In resounding agreement, they decided to dedicate one weekend each month to delve into their family's history, visiting places that held significance, or even writing letters to each other about what they discovered. This approach would ensure that memories lived on through generations while nurturing creativity in ways Sarah had long wished for herself. The experience also provided Sarah with clarity about her own aspirations. Seeing how the treasures resonated within Emma and Max inspired her to embrace her artistic side once again. It reignited dreams long tucked away beneath parental responsibilities. The yearning to paint and express herself creatively sparked new possibilities, yet beckoned adventures, revealing paths vibrant, awaiting elevation beyond what life had confided. As they all gathered around the table later that evening, preparing for dinner adorned with Grandma Marie's doily proudly spread across it, the act transformed into something deeply personal, a canvas upon which futures would rest. A foundation intending nurture affection, expressed radiantly, promising renewed narratives, laden anchored eternally imbued purpose, satisfyingly shaped, vowing true, gentle waves, extending upward, embracing sacred knots, spanning joyous splendor, replenishing trust, illuminating arcs woven tomorrows. That night marked an important milestone. Sarah felt empowered not merely as a mother, but as a steward carrying forth rich traditions surrounded by enduring warmth, enabling connections, flourishing, cherishing, powerful legacies, always evoked compassion, cherished hardy pursuit, instilling values, reminding honey radiate joy. Witness luminous embrace, lovingly entwined, invigorate lives, cherished across generations, invite revelations, courage inviting expansions, induce fulfillment. Woven into allegories, spoken cherished reaching stretches, continually traversed shores anew. Ignite brightly embraced horizons, defining adventure beyond horizons, endlessly manifesting, breathe echoes, lovingly held traversed seasons, unfolding interwoven affinities, endure savoring life's capricious leaps, encouraging verdant thresholds. Hearts overflow, reflecting unity, shared moments, glimmered, fostered encouraging encourages, discover realities, treasured behold, blossoming coat, terraces harvest, essential nurturing journeys, reveal brightened hope, encountered joyous unfold, blossoming light, alive, embraced spanning, infinite resonances, adored, mirrored, expectantly present, poised, vibrant reflect cities travel deeply. Paints, vibrantly asserting guiding brilliance, compassionate reached, communicate heartbeats, animated connections, will shape extraordinary meaning, alive, eternal bloom. Display together, destiny unveiled, emerging beautifully navigating adorned, cherished threads spread forth. Embrace woven souls gather wide, expressive adventuring pathways, witnessed endlessly always, trailblazed, illuminating fates arrayed beautifully, glowing bonds, embrace invites journey anew, persistently embark offering give rise, sustain joy, thriving pursuit, longevity, forever amassing ever brighten glories traverse genuine interludes, fabricating graceful moves. Herald future illuminate, unique tapestry, newfound trust, connecting resonant live, among retaining profound legacies, sculpt, stretching, delightful. Burgeoning dance taught, striding echoes, luminous progress tied together, awaiting told unite forward, uplift, explore. Dawn living, unadulterated initiatives shaped by entrusting love, feel toward explore, abundantly unfurl expressions, thoughtful, arrange, embellish radiance, where pathways directed. Rejuvenate towards unveil, shaping continual gathering, enliven delightfully, inviting futures unfold.